Season 10, Season X, whatever you would like to refer to it as, has easily been Fortnite's weirdest season in history as far as launches go. We weren't really sure what to expect with Season 10 of Fortnite Battle Royale, as the storyline came to a close in Season 9, with the Nexus Orb appearing more unstable as the closing days of the season went by. And while we were expecting the Nexus Orb to eventually explode and cause all sorts of weird things to happen on the islands, I don't think a time warp, time jump, or some kind of time travel scenario was really at the top of the list of probable things to happen at all. But nonetheless, here in Season X, we now have one crazy situation on our hands as time has been broken completely within the Fortnite universe, and now events and places of the past are reappearing in the present-day Fortnite world without explanation. At the time of recording this video, the meteor is stuck in place just above Dusty Depot, we have strange symbols and signs appearing all over the map, and quite frankly, time itself is in a complete and utter chaotic state as we speak. And seeing as things are only going to get crazier and crazier as we progress further and further into Season X, the lead up to our next major one-time event in the world of Fortnite starts right now. So today we're taking a look at everything involved in the storyline this season that will play a role in the Season X major event that'll be going down as the season approaches its end. From the potential event outcomes to what can happen leading up to it, we're touching on all corners here today, so let's get right into it. Now, every single season since Season 4, we've seen a one-time event occur. In Season 4, we obviously had the rocket launch. In Season 5, we had the cube spawn and also all of its movement, which was kind of the weirdest event we've ever seen, as it wasn't really a one-time event thing in a sense. In Season 6, we then saw the cube turn into the floating islands and then combust during the butterfly event. In Season 7, we saw the marshmallow concert and also the ice storm. In Season 8, we had the unvaulting and volcano eruption. And of course, in Season 9, we had the final showdown between the mecha robots and the Polar Peak monster. So with all of that said, presumably here in Season X, we are going to see yet another major one-time event go down near the end of the season, as typically that is when these things happen. Somewhere around the Week 8 or Week 9 mark is usually how it plays out, and while we do have a little ways to go before we see the event actually go down, there is a lot of stuff that could be happening that actually plays a very big role in the event itself. Let's first talk about some of the theories going on regarding what the actual event itself could be before we get into the lead up that'll be happening regardless either way. Now currently there are two main theories going around pertaining to the event itself. One is saying that the event will be a boss fight like what we have been talking about for multiple seasons now, and the other is talking about an event that is strictly map-based that doesn't really have a driving force behind it in the form of a character that we know of in the world. For the former, ever since Season 7 came around and we saw the ominous signs pointing towards the Kraken sea monster placed all over the map, the theories of a community boss fight event have been at an all-time high. Now obviously in Season 7 we did not see that come to fruition, so the same idea carried over into Season 8, where once again it was possible but didn't look as likely since the Ice King was gone and no word of the Kraken was really being thrown around. So once again, no boss fight events. Then in Season 9, at first it really seemed like the boss fight was actually very possible, seeing as from the get-go we knew that the monster was coming back to attack the islands. So all season long, the hype surrounding the potential boss fight was going very strong. That is, until the mecha robot began to get built over at the pressure plant, aka the robot factory, and obviously once the mecha robot was complete, the monster returned, which was just really poor timing on its part honestly, and of course we all know how that event went down. So while the community boss fight event has been an idea that's been floating around for quite some time now, we have yet to see it actually come to fruition and commence. And here in Season X, it once again is near the top of the idea list, but we're not exactly sure if it is finally going to happen, thanks to there being no real main bad guy at this point in time. As I've laid out in each of these seasons, that really being Season 7 and Season 9, where the boss fight event was the most possible, we had some kind of main villain. It was the Ice King in Season 7, and of course the Polar Peak monster in Season 9. But here in Season X, we don't really know who the bad guy is or if there even is one. So maybe the boss fight event is going to have to be delayed yet another season and saved for a later date. So with that being said, we then turn to our second event outcome that's been floating around, and that of course is the idea of an event based all around the map itself, an event that will occur solely because of the ticking time bomb that is the Fortnite Island. And I mean, to be honest, this outcome is probably the more likely of the two today, as it currently does make the most sense right now. Now, either this island-based event will be a major one-time event that sees the peak of all the major map changes for the entire season, or it will literally be the end of the Fortnite Island as we know it, which, I mean, hey, don't get me wrong, that is definitely a very extreme assumption, but there is some legitimacy to it. We know right now that there is a handful of very strange things happening on the island thanks to the time warp and the Nexus orb. Obviously, the main issue is the meteor floating above the factories and Dusty Depot, but we also have signs that Moisty Mire is returning to the island, alongside Risky Reels, Greasy Grove, Lazy Links, and even Flush Factory. Currently in Paradise Palms, the sign that says Welcome to Paradise is currently murky and green, just like Moisty Mire. We also have some very strange tree branches growing out of a house in the middle of the desert area in between Westworld and Paradise Palms, and over by Lucky Landing, we have a hut that used to be in Moisty Mire appearing on top of one of the Lucky Landing buildings. So Moisty Mire could be coming back very soon, and in addition to that, we also have the drive-in theater sign currently coming out of one of the temples up by Sunny Steps. And of course, the Sunny Steps location is in the same exact area that Risky Reels used to be, so Risky also seems to be coming back as well. Over by Lazy Lagoon, where Lazy Links used to be, we have a little shack that currently has a country club tombstone on it, as well as a flag for a hole on a green, so that's teasing the return of Lazy Links. Greasy Grove has been a hot topic for quite some time now. That's a pun too, hot topic, but it's buried in the ice. Anyways, I digress. And if there's obviously one old location that people want to see come back, Greasy Grove is definitely on top of that list, and seeing as we're probably going to see old POIs coming back all season, I'd say Greasy's chances of finally returning to the islands are pretty high. Then finally, up by Polar Peak, we actually have some toilets appearing on random buildings, and obviously that is an homage to Flush Factory. So clearly we have all of these very weird older points of interest showing up where they used to be located piece by piece. And this is actually all hinting towards some very serious map changes occurring at some point during this season. So this in fact now leaves us with two options. Option 1, we see these older areas like Greasy Grove and Lazy Links and Moisty Mire return from week to week as the season progresses, and then that all leads up to a major one-time event at the end of the season where I would assume we'll see the Nexus orb completely combust, and that will cause the island to sink into the ocean, or something that effectively gets rid of the island forever. Or we get option 2, where we don't see all of these older locations added into the map from week to week, and instead, the final event for this season sees the combustion of the Nexus orb, and when the flash of light fades away and we can see the changes, we'll have Moisty Mire back in the south alongside Flush Factory, Greasy Grove will have been broken free from its icy prison, Lazy Links will have a nice beachside view once again, and Risky Reels will be back up by the volcano. Honestly, as of right now, we're not exactly sure what is going to happen, whether we'll see option 1 unfold, or option 2 unfold, or perhaps something else entirely, but we do know that the map is going to be changing drastically later on this season, and really only time will tell what is going to occur here on the Fortnite Battle Royale Season X map. With that being said though, that is effectively going to wrap things up for today. Definitely drop us a comment down below, letting us know what you think is going to happen during these Season X events. Will it finally be a massive community boss fight event of some sort, or will it be a more map-based event that is not necessarily caused by a person? Let us know your thoughts down below. Of course, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like on it, give it a big old thumbs up, as it would be much appreciated. And if you are brand new here to the Simply Fortnite channel, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, that way you'll always know when a new video goes live. As always, by joining the notification squad, every single time we post a new video, YouTube will actually send you a message letting you know we've gone live. That way you can be the first person to watch, like, and comment on each and every new upload. I mean, you guys already know all season long we are going to be covering all of the latest leaks and rumors leading up to the event, so you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that. Anyways, once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus. Peace out.